But let's get into a local story now. The JSE imposed a fine of 500,000 Rand on Bonatla property. CEO Niki Vontas is in the studio with us, and of course that was levied against him this week. And this of course is in relation to the breaches of the company's listing requirements. Niki, thank you for the time you've made to join us. Maybe let's get ourselves and the viewers a bit of a recap. Take us back to when you initially got suspended and what's happened since and why we're at this place today.
Thank you very much. We got suspended in December 2010 in relation to events which occurred 2009. And the events in 2009 were of two origins. The first one was the JSE basically said that we posted misleading announcement concerning the transfer of certain properties, and also we didn't advise the public that our forecast wouldn't be met for the calendar year 2009. Okay. Obviously the JSE is a regulator, and a listed company has to abide to the rules. That's the rules of the game. Following this, the JSE picked these two matters in our financial statements, audited financials of 2010, in which we had already put corrections and things like that. So it was basically a post-mortem, I suppose. From this ensured...
Niki, that gives us the context for where we're coming.
Yes.
Now we've had, in your attempt to be relisted, we've had a similar kind of thing about not disclosing information. Once maybe a mistake, twice looks like carelessness.
No, but it was not twice. This whole thing refers to 2009. It's the same event, okay? It's not twice, it's once.
Why the fine now then?
Because there was a, unfortunately, and this is where I've got my gripe to grind, is that in 2010, obviously somebody reported us, and we know who reported us to the JSE because the JSE only picked that up in 2010 and referred to 2009 event. They suspended us, and they, from there on, ensured a 4-year investigation on absolutely all our business, financial statements, audits, everything, which in 2013 were declared absolutely clean and irreproachable. Needless to say, if you intend to mislead the JSE or the investors, most probably your financial statements will be wrong. Ours were absolutely correct in hindsight. The JSE even brought in independent IFRS advisors. They also declared that it was absolutely clean. And in 20 years of Bonatla, we never had one qualification, one correction of a wrongdoing in our financials. So I don't think that it was going to happen in 2010 or 2014. So effectively, my gripe is, does these events of 2009 warrant a 4.5-year investigation and suspension on a small company?
Yeah. Mark?
Needless to say that a lot of companies would have gone into liquidation in 4.5 years because you cannot borrow money, you can only choose shares for cash. So I accepted the fine to stop the pain. And basically, yes, there was a incorrect announcement, which was corrected within 1 month in our interims of 2009. I accepted the fine on behalf of the board, and asked the JSE basically now to allow us to proceed with the application for the lifting of the suspension.
Mark, you have a question there?
Niki, you're a respected person in the industry, and Bonatla has been listed for many years now. Two things: is the company solvent?
Yes.
And secondly, is there a way out of this sort of impasse?
Well, the company has been basically solvent for the last 20 years. If you look at our financials, you'll see there's cash and receivables of 120 million Rand at the present moment. During the last 4 years, the management and the controlling shareholders funded, in fact, the company. We injected 50 million Rand of cash into Bonatla through loan accounts, which is, for people who would want to to mislead the public and the shareholders. Quite a lot. You haven't got too many directors investing 50 million of the cash in a small company. So yes, the company is solvent, and it will be solvent for the foreseeable future. Yes.
So how do you get back on the exchange?
Well, now that the investigation is finished and I took the knock in the teeth, we have applied for the lifting of the suspension. You obviously have to comply with all the list of listing requirements, which is your public shareholders, your assets on the balance sheet, the nature of your listing. So you have to tick all the blocks for the JSE to lift that suspension, and we've done that.
As a final parting shot, Niki, you seem almost pained as you speak about this, and you talk about taking a knock in the teeth.
Have you been wronged, I suppose?
Yes, I mean...
Well, my question to you is the following, is if you basically make an erroneous assertion in a disclosure based on information given by your lawyer, who is a transferring attorney, and within 1 month, in September the 28th, 2009, you correct the facts in your interim AFSs, does it basically justify 4.5 years of suspension and investigation as if you were a criminal? That's the reason why I took the brunt on behalf of the company, which was not fined, and on behalf of the directors, because I believe a CEO should assume any responsibility, even if he's right or wrong. It's the name of the game.
Well, that is Niki Vontas. He is the Bonatla property CEO. We have no time for a more detailed discussion, but thanks to him for coming in to talk about that suspension.